Football's coming back. Yes, it is. Finally, FPL have dropped the announcement that we're all getting unlimited transfers. We can all make transfers from now until the start or the restart of the season on the 17th of January when Aston Villa take on Sheffield United. Hope everyone else is pumped for this because I definitely am. And without further ado, let's get into the 4 must-have goalkeepers to have in your FPL teams when the season returns. In my opinion, of course. So the first goalkeeper that we're looking at is Dean Henderson. Now he has had an incredible season so far, which is why we've seen his price go from 4.5 rise all the way up to 5.3 million. And really there's no reason why this form can't continue. I mean, Sheffield United have a very, very strong defence. The only thing that could be said for that is their home form has been absolutely vital to keeping them or doing as well as they have done all throughout the season. And without crowds, without the atmosphere, as we've seen from the Bundesliga football, is that the away team or just the better footballing team has a bigger advantage in these circumstances. So whether that means we'll see Sheffield United keep clean sheets without the crowds, we can't really tell, but you know, looking at a goalkeeper who has been in incredible form all season, he's pulled out 10 clean sheets, has one of the highest total points of any goalkeeper, and he does have very good fixtures. It's one to look at also for the double game week. The Aston Villa and Newcastle fixtures that you can see there on the bottom of the screen are actually a part of the double game week. Then after that, obviously we have Tottenham, not the easiest of fixtures, and Burnley, obviously not the easiest of fixtures. But at the same time, until the season finishes, he has a decent set of fixtures, obviously a very good defence in front of him, so definitely one to consider. I think a note as well that I'm going to make is that when it comes to goalkeepers for the rest of the season, I personally am going to be rotating goalkeepers just to sort of get the best of fixtures. And I think it's a general strategy that actually I think I'm going to go with nowadays. I feel like, you know, I before thought, okay, only getting 4.5 mil keeper was best value for money, but I found actually week in, week out, if I'm rotating the goalkeepers, I'm actually netting more points. So yeah, we've seen Dean Henderson come in with 70 saves, 11 bonus points, 10 clean sheets, and 122 points overall. Just a very good performance throughout the season, and there's no reason why he really can't continue in that vein to go and continue doing well this season. The only thing that can be said is, you know, whether you get a different defensive asset from Sheffield United, the likes of Lundstrom, the likes of Stevens. You know, these two guys are all these two guys, Lundstrom and Stevens, are sort of around the 5 mil mark as well. So maybe with a bit more attacking potential, you could see some more points. But then again, Dean Henderson, if it's a 0-0. Which, you know, we could see a lot of the starting few games, we could see being a bit more cagey, a bit more nervy. Maybe a 1-0, 0-0 could easily come out. You never know. But yeah, I mean, with those guys in front of him, maybe you want to look elsewhere for Sheffield United assets. But in terms of goalkeepers, one that definitely has to be mentioned here is Dean Henderson, and he has been in incredible form all season. So let's move on to the next goalkeeper. So the next guy we're going to look at is Nick Pope. Again, another team, Burnley, like Sheffield, rely very much on their home form and keeping clean sheets at home. However, Nick Pope, just in general, has been outstanding all season. He's the highest scoring goalkeeper, and many people are predicting him to go on and continue in that vein. The only thing I would say is, obviously here we start off with Man City away. Not the best fixture. I'm actually bringing Pope into my team, but will not be playing him for this fixture. The Watford at home, Crystal Palace away, Sheffield United at home, you know, all fixtures I'm liking quite a lot. Especially, you know, Watford at the minute, a club that has had a bit of unrest with everything that's been going on. All the clubs have had unrest, but especially Watford with the way they've been campaigning against the Premier League. And then Crystal Palace, I mean, their away forms is better than the home form, but not a side that scores a great deal of goals. And Sheffield United as well, not a side that scores a great deal of goals either. Take a look, he's got the most saves, I think, or one of the most saves of anyone in the league with 89. 17 bonus points, that's wonderful. 11 clean sheets, getting the double figure is always nice. And 128 points, a little bit cheaper than the previous keeper, Henderson, as mentioned. Pope is only 4.9 mil, and really now with all the price rises that have happened, you're not going to get a good value keeper for below 4.9 mil. There's only one or two guys that I'm coming onto that are actually you can consider that are below this price. Anyway, moving on to the next person. So the third keeper that we're looking at is Rui Patricio, playing for Wolves. I just feel like, in general, a lot of people are going to be going for a lot of Wolves assets. There's maybe a little bit of a differential in terms of a lot of people are going to be going for the defenders. And I think, rightfully so, the likes of Saiz, Bolly, more likely to have attacking contributions. But someone like Rui Patricio could come in with the save points, the bonus points that could help you out. And Wolves, just in general, look at all that green sea of fixtures that they have incoming, so it could even be an option to sort of double up on the Patricio and maybe Saiz or Patricio, Bolly, that sort of thing. Although with the way football's going to be, no one really knows. It's quite unexpected coming back, as I've said. We don't know whether teams are going to be really cagey or whether just the better teams are going to absolutely blow teams away, like we've seen with the likes of Bayern and Dortmund. But also there still have been a fair amount of clean sheets. It's just the home form. Every fixture now, when it says West Ham United away, Bournemouth at home, I don't think home really has that much of a great deal to do with it. It's more just against the actual opponent. And Wolves are a very good side as they proved all season. So, I definitely back them. Also with Bolly coming back into the side in the recent few games before everything got shut down, they became a much more defensively solid team. See Patricio here, picked up 77 saves, 8 bonus points, 8 clean sheets, and a total of 116 points. Very nicely, he's just been ticking through all season, and we can kind of expect that to continue as the season goes on. And we in these fixtures here, you'd be hoping for at least 1 or 2 clean sheets and a fair amount of save points from those games as well. But yeah, let's get into the next one.
Life is lovely now, I'm focused on me. You said you were about to die, I guess the car is on E. But see, I ain't even tripping, cause I just chose.
So the last keeper we're going to be looking at today is Alex Mccarthy. I had a little bit of a juggle up here between Alex McCarthy and Tim Krul, but I thought with Southampton, they've got some okay fixtures, but they're just a better all-round team than Norwich. Norwich have been very leaky thus far this season, and Tim Krul has picked up plenty of save points, bonus points. He's been really good for that all season, and he's a penalty saving specialist, but you don't really want to be relying on a goalkeeper to be getting penalty saves to bringing in the points. I know it does definitely up your score a lot, but McCarthy coming at 4.5 mil, I was one of the lucky ones. I think I picked him up at 4.2 mil, and he would definitely be staying in my team. As I said earlier, there aren't really many options below the 4.9 mil of Nick Pope. All the other keepers, you've got like Dubravka, Guaita, they're all like 5 mil. And the other guys, obviously, like De Gea, Henderson, they're all pushing up to sort of 5.3 mil. So Alex McCarthy here, a very good option for 4.5 mil. You may notice that some of his sort of savings, stats and points, are a lot less than some of the other keepers. So you've got 58 saves, only 5 bonus points, 4 clean sheets, and a total of 68 points. This is really because at the first third of the season, he just wasn't getting picked. And now he sort of seems to have cemented his place in that first team after a couple of injuries to the other keepers, and he's been doing very well for it all season. I mean, if we take a look at the fixtures, it's not, they're not incredible fixtures. Norwich away, maybe we could see a clean sheet against maybe 2 very rusty sides, hopefully 0-0, but you never know. You could easily see this game going 2-3, 2-2, 3-0, 1-0, 2-0. We really don't know with the continuation of the Premier League where this is going to go. But I think for me, Alex McCarthy is the keeper. I'm going to rotate him in and out with probably someone like Pope or maybe Dubravka, Guaita, even Henderson. Just play it. That is one thing I say about goalkeepers as well. If you can find a keeper like Alex McCarthy, and then you can find another keeper who rotates fixtures with them, that can be a really powerful tool, because you just take one in, take one out. Even if, one keeper like Alex McCarthy, when they play against Arsenal, they could, Southampton could lose that 2-0, he gets 1 point. Then you have a keeper like Dubravka, they may concede 1 goal, but Dubravka gets a save point. Dubravka gets 3 points, McCarthy gets 1 point. You still, every little helps, if you know what I mean. And if you try and rotate the goalkeepers in and out with the good fixtures that they have, then yeah, I think it's going to be on for a win. As I said, I feel like we're going to be looking more towards sort of who the opponents are facing now, than whether it's a home or away fixture. Something that I'm looking forward to see how it sort of pans out in the Premier League. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this little review of goalkeepers. I've tried to keep it nice and concise for you all. And these are 4 keepers who I think definitely should be considered for the continuation of the Premier League. There were obviously some notable other keepers. You've got Dubravka, Guaita comes in with a lot of saves. De Gea not even too bad because he's 5.3 mil, but some very good options. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'll see you soon.